right, welcome to today's episode. I wanted to look at two very different approaches to onboarding. So let's say that you have successfully hired a new team member. They've been through some kind of process, whether it was a group interview or single interviews, whether there was challenges or however you got to the hire. And now they are beginning their first couple of days with your business. Now, there are two extremes of how to do this. One is that the new hire perhaps learns by osmosis, that they watch an existing team member do the work and go through the training that way. And then as they watch, then they begin to become skilled enough to do what the other person was doing. And slowly over time, they learn all of the skills. The other alternative, which I significantly prefer, is that they're deployed on systems. They're basically plugged in to a system and they run that system. Now, with any luck or perhaps excellent structure, you will have set up your systems the same way. And so once they've learned that first system, then they can go and deploy any system in your business. And so these two models are very different, very different. In the first one, in the copy what other people are doing, well, you need someone who's already doing that work first of all. And that could be difficult if you're a very small business and it's only you and they're copying you and they've got questions and they come and ask you and they forget stuff. And that's going to happen whenever you are onboarding. You, as the business owner, you can never really be sure what has been passed on, whether they're competent, and most likely you will only find out that their skill sets are limited when problems arise. Let's go over to the other method. You go to the system. You hopefully have run that many times and it is in good condition. This enables you to know that if that result that the system is designed to get was achieved by your new hire, then they have at least once successfully deployed that system. And they can continue to do this over and over, and you will know that they can follow the instructions. Now, as they get better with systems, they could actually start to improve them and build them for you. And suddenly you actually have a team member that is building a critical asset in your business, because realize that all of the systems that run your business are a very powerful asset in your business. So that's the choice that you've got. The disadvantage of the second one is that, well, you have to have some systems. You have to have some documentation. And what I discovered is that it is extremely effective at exposing the systems that are not up to scratch. My new hire came back to me and said, Tom, hey, 6-412, not so good. Not so good. Seems outdated. What had happened was twofold. Number one, it was designed for me. So when I'm using my own computer, I had some issues where I was like, oh, I'm going to solve it this way. But my new VA doesn't have that same system. And so that system broke when it went to him. And he's like, hey, this doesn't work. And I was like, oh my goodness. Okay, let's fix it. The second thing that happened was that I had been neglectful in updating my own system. And so some of the parts of it had fallen away. This was rectifiable. It was like, okay, I've done so much system building now that I went in and basically ran the system to improve systems. It's called 6-603, the system to modify or improve systems. And it was wonderful. I taped it. And so he could see how I was thinking and all the intricacies and oh, that's how that fits in. It's kind of like solving a Rubik's Cube. Once you know how to do it, it's relatively easy to solve a Rubik's Cube. There's only 8 processes. It doesn't matter what the beginning one is because it always begins with make a daisy. From there, you just proceed through white cross, solve the first layer, solve the second layer, yellow cross, and then there's 3 more processes at the end to finish off. And you will end up with a solved cube every time. This is helpful. Yes, you will most likely need some instruction at the beginning. It's a bit like learning to surf or learning to play tennis or learning to play golf or really learning pretty much anything. There is a learning curve to learning how to build systems and run systems, but once you got it, you're good to go. In fact, I call the system to build systems the holy grail of business. And the reason for that is that it allows you to build whatever systems that you need in your business. It also allows you to improve them and change them and modify them in case you find yourself in the situation that I did, that I had let a system decay, as they will do if they are not updated, and yet the requirement for me to go in and fix it, it took about 40 minutes for me to get it up to a pretty nice standard. I was really happy with this system. I'm like, oh, that's dialed. That is significantly better than it was before. And my suspicion is that it's 95, 96% to optimized. There might be a few little tweaks here and there, but from now on, I could take that system to a brand new hire, an additional team member, and say, hey, run this. And I know that if they produce the 5 results that that system produces and they match up to what I expect them to be, then we're good to go. All right, that is all I got for you tonight. I hope you found that interesting. If you have a choice between the two, then the significant advantages lie in training with systems. It is a very powerful methodology and it overcomes many of the difficulties of the traditional learn by osmosis method. If you want some help setting up your systems, head over to systemio.dev. Thanks for tuning in today as we continue to explore the power of systems to create results. I'll see you again very soon.